The groom hit the bride in front of all the guests, but what happened next shocked those present. Ekaterina looked at her reflection in the mirror and nervously smiled. The stylist carefully secured a thin veil to her hair. Everything was perfect, from the luxurious dress with exquisite lace to the bouquet of fresh flowers that decorated the grand hall of the mansion in the center of St. Petersburg. Ekaterina's best friend, Olga, entered the room holding a glass of champagne. "Katya, this is your day. Don't let anyone ruin it." But then the groom's mother, Valentina Petrovna, entered without knocking, wearing an outfit that looked more like a theatrical costume. "Is this the dress?" she said with a fake smile. "I expected something more decent." Katya felt as if she had been slapped, but she remained silent. Olga stepped forward. "This is a unique design, Valentina Petrovna, far from a store-bought product." The mother-in-law left, leaving behind a tense atmosphere. The ceremony began. Ekaterina walked slowly to the altar, but the groom, Artyom, looked strangely distant. During the vows, he took out his phone and nervously checked messages. When his turn came, Artyom mumbled the pre-rehearsed words without emotion. At the banquet, Valentina continued her caustic remarks, calling Ekaterina's friends inappropriate for the celebration. Artyom, still glued to his phone, brushed it off, claiming it was work. Approaching him, Ekaterina quietly asked, "Can't you put work aside today?" Without looking up from the screen, he muttered something vague. Olga tried to intervene, but it was no use. The tension peaked during Valentina's toast. "I hope this marriage brings you happiness, Artyom," she said, "though dreams rarely come true as we want." Olga couldn't hold back. "Artyom, will you defend your wife or will you keep hiding behind your mother?" Artyom stood abruptly. "Who are you to say that?" Olga pressed on. "You're humiliating Katya in front of everyone." Ekaterina, trying to maintain her dignity, said quietly, almost in a whisper, "Artyom, please stop." But in response, he made a sharp gesture and slapped her across the cheek. The guests fell silent. Someone gasped. Others jumped from their chairs, unable to believe their eyes. The sound of the slap seemed to echo in the hall. Ekaterina staggered but stayed on her feet, clutching her face. Tears glistened in her eyes, not from pain, but from betrayal. In that moment, something inside her snapped. Slowly, her fingers trembling, she removed her wedding ring. As if in slow motion, she placed it on the edge of the nearest table. Then she straightened, looking Artyom in the eyes. "It's over," she said. "You will never touch me again. Never." Her voice carried such confidence and strength that even the loudest whispers died down. The crowd parted, watching her with respect, sympathy, and admiration. Ekaterina walked step by step toward the exit, vulnerable but unbroken. That night, lying in bed, Ekaterina stared at the ceiling, replaying the day's events. The humiliation, suffering, and shock of being struck by the man she once loved haunted her. Tears streamed down her cheeks, but something stronger was growing inside her. Determination. She knew she couldn't live like this any longer. No more fear, uncertainty, or dependence on others' choices. Quietly, so as not to wake the guests, she got up, changed into casual clothes, and called Olga. 20 minutes later, Olga arrived, threw a coat over Ekaterina's shoulders, and hugged her tightly. They got into a taxi in silence. As the streetlights of St. Petersburg reflected in the windows, Ekaterina felt the weight of the past slipping away with the car's motion. In Olga's small but cozy apartment, filled with books and green plants, on the windowsills, Ekaterina felt safe. Olga made mint tea and sat her down on the sofa. They talked for hours, reminiscing about old times and discussing how things could have been different. Ekaterina felt gratitude and warmth, knowing she had a friend who truly cared. That night she made a decision. No more compromises with herself. Her life would begin anew, and it would belong only to her. The next day, Ekaterina collected her belongings. Artyom sneered, "No one will want you." "Better to be alone than with someone like you," Katya replied. Olga supported her friend. You've always dreamed of your own studio. Now's the perfect time to start. Ekaterina rented a small space on Nevsky Prospect, a cozy corner in an old building that needed renovation. With enthusiasm, she, Olga, and a few friends transformed the place. They spent hours clearing old furniture, sanding wooden floors, painting walls in soft colors, and hanging elegant curtains. Despite the exhaustion, Ekaterina felt joy as her dream of a studio took shape. But soon, the peace of this new beginning was disrupted. Ekaterina began receiving threatening notes from Valentina Petrovna, filled with veiled hints and subtle threats. The messages made it clear that Valentina would stop at nothing to sabotage Ekaterina's future. Katya refused to give in. The dangers escalated. Someone was following her, and she received secretly taken photos. Olga's brother, Mikhail, brought in a private detective, Viktor Sergeyevich, a former operative. He installed cameras and began investigating. It soon became clear that Valentina had hired someone to stalk Ekaterina. Katya filed a police report, providing all the evidence. An investigation began, but Valentina tried to leverage her connections to influence the case. At the court hearing, Ekaterina spoke candidly about everything she had endured over the past year. Her story was emotional yet composed. She detailed the humiliation, persecution, threats, and pressure from Valentina and Artyom, emphasizing how every day had been a test of fear and anxiety. Yet, she had found the strength to fight on. A tense silence filled the courtroom as Ekaterina presented her evidence. After hearing both sides and reviewing the proof, the court found Valentina Petrovna guilty on all charges. After the trial, Ekaterina could finally breathe freely. Her studio, named Renaissance, quickly gained popularity. One evening, sitting with friends on a balcony watching the sunset, Ekaterina raised her glass. To a new life and to you who are always there. She knew the path she'd taken was just the beginning. Dear viewers, what do you think about this story? Please share in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, like it and subscribe to our channel. Goodbye.